How did you become so successful?
Oh, well, I think success is all relative. I think if you talk to my kids and, as growing up as well, they'd tell you that I was maybe a tough parent. Um, but the thing I've found really with life is again, as I said, it's all relative success. I mean, I'm very fortunate that my wife's from Aberdeen as well. I'm from Garthy, she's from Kincorth, and I'm very fortunate to have a great wife, and a lovely family. And so I think that as you begin to get experience and a bit older, then you'll find that the things that are important in life are not necessarily, things like money. But I've also found as well that it's important to work hard. I grew up in a tough part of Aberdeen to begin life, and my mum and dad always taught me the value of hard work, and also being charitable, so helping people as well. And I think it's all really important for all of us as we get a bit older, not just as we get older, but as kids as well, to think of other people and be kind to other people, and you'll
Yeah.
see that with the programs you're going through with mindset as well. It's really important that we focus on at school on things like how other people feel, and try and eradicate things like bullying.
Thank you.
Good question.
Have you ever supported another team except from Aberdeen?
No, Aberdeen's always been my team, but as we move to the States and Atlanta, have a team now here as well, and they're also partners with Aberdeen Football Club, Atlanta United. So our Major League Soccer team is Atlanta United, and that's it, Aberdeen.
What is your goal and have you reached it yet?
Oh, and I think that's a good question. I think that goals depends on where you are in life. I think you have to look at things like short-term goals. So in your case, what are you what primary are you?
7, we're all 7.
Okay, so you're all 7. Sorry, I didn't know that. They're all primary school 7. Well, you guys you'll be into the big school next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it's important to have short-term goals, but have longer-term goals as well. I think that if you think about it, for me anyway, people dream of things, right? So some of you might dream about being an accountant. Some of you might dream about being a football player, as you get older. And then that'll change based on your experiences. But for me, I dreamt maybe at your age about being a football player, but I was never good enough to be a professional player. And I decided I wanted to watch Aberdeen play. And so that changed over time. And I dreamt of, once I went to college, I dreamt of being able to run my own business at some stage. And so it's important to have dreams, because out of dreams will come a vision of how you achieve that goal, if you like, and then trying to put it into place.
If you were a superhero, what superhero would you be?
Oh, I don't even know if he's around these days, but when I grew up, the comic books, I liked Thor. He was like the Viking. Thor. Is he still around, Dean?
Yeah.
Thor with the big hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be. Yeah, I would be. I'd want to be Thor.
Who was your inspirational role model when you were younger?
Oh, a really good question again. I will tell you that, I mentioned him earlier, Bobby Clark, that was goalkeeper for Aberdeen in Scotland. Well, I grew up and he was actually my PE teacher for a while. And when we, and so I always Bobby, I've always followed Bobby through his career. He was not just a really good football player, he was a good man as well, and he still is a good man. And I'm fortunate to be able to count him as a friend of mine. And him and his wife are back from the States now. They actually live up in Lossiemouth. And so when I'm back, I get a chance to see him. So on the footballing side, on business, I always really admired Steve Jobs. You know who Steve Jobs is?
Is it the owner of Apple?
Yeah, well, he's passed away now, but he was the founder of Apple. And you know, Apple went through a really, really hard time for a period, right? And I always remember when he came back, he sat down with everyone that ran the business and said, what's wrong with the business? And people gave various pieces of feedback. And he basically turned around and said that their products were really poor, that where they were at that stage of their company, the products they were selling and developing and creating were really poor. And so, you know, that for me is an important part of if you've got aspirations to be involved in a business, is that you have to provide a really good product, right? We all like the Apple iPhone. Well, I certainly do anyway. And great customer service. That's two things important in business. But from a mentor perspective, Bobby Clark, family man, humble, successful, was always an inspiration to me.
If you were to be a sock, what type and colour would you be?
I'd be a sports sock, a comfortable one, so I could wear with my trainers, and the colour would be white, with maybe a red tip on it, if that gives you a hint to the team I support.
Aberdeen.
There you go.
How were you getting on during lockdown?
Ooh, I'm one of these people, Chloe, that if I can't sit around and do nothing, you know, and so I'm always on the go, and so it's been quite hard. But you know, as you probably know, with the club, we set about programs within the community to deliver food and to call people, etc. And I would just say to you, the last few months, well, until about a month ago, was the busiest I've ever been, and the club has probably ever been. We weren't playing football, but we were doing stuff and putting plans, and we were putting projects in place with the community. As we said, delivering food from Maastricht, a district of Aberdeen, to Macduff. And so that was a really exciting project because it was giving back to the community and people that needed help and some people that needed phone calls.
What's your favourite car?
My favorite car. My favorite car. I'm not really a car person. The last car I had for 15 years, right? So I don't change my cars very often. And it was a Jaguar. And I changed that 3 years ago, and I've got a Range Rover, which I like. But I'm not really a car person. Are you a car person, Corey?
Kinda. Not really either.
Well, what's your favorite car?
An Audi. A Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini. Phew.
Or a Bugatti.
You've got expensive taste, Corey.
An Audi R8.
Yeah, that's a nice car. I would encourage all primary school kids in Aberdeenshire. And in fact, you know this, we have people signing up newborn babies for AberDNA Junior. And so I think the youngest one is 4 hours old. And the dad went online, and you can do it online, went online and actually signed up their daughter to be an AberDNA under 12 junior member. So when they get to 4, 5, 6 years old, you know, they'll have been members for 6 years. And so that's our way of trying to reach out to people like yourself to make them feel part of the football club. And hopefully when your generation become the people that are the adults, then our average crowds coming to games will be a lot higher. So it's our investment in young guys like yourself.
Well, boys, well, that's almost time for you to head off at the end of the day. So I think we've got something massive to say to Dave for taking time out of his day. What do we say to Dave?
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, listen, guys, I really enjoy sessions like these. You know, I've got 5 grandkids myself now. They're a bit younger than you. They're twins of 8, a 7-year-old. They're here in Atlanta in the United States, and I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And they always, when they come to the house or I see them, they say to me, "Come on, you Reds." And so they're Aberdeen fans as well. So thank you for your time and for your questions. And as they say, as Aberdeen fans, stand for you.